Hi everyone, I'm Peter Doman, Director and CEO of Vancouver SEO Company. How are you? Thank you very much for investing your time with us and welcome to Q&A Monday. Today we're going to be answering a question from Chris in Auckland in New Zealand. Chris has sent through a question in relation to the mobile penalties which have meant to be started out from April 21. His question relates to how will mobile penalties affect my site? Thanks very much, Chris. I appreciate your contact via the email. The main thing that we've got with the mobile penalties is this. It all comes down to where it is your traffic actually comes from. So a lot of people have mobile sites. That is the main way that they get their clients to their website. If you are in that environment and you actually have a lot of your consumers and customers coming from the actual mobile site itself, or the mobile device itself, I should say, then what you'll find is that if you don't have a site that's mobile compliant or is responsive, then what it is, you'll start seeing that the penalties will start to be phased in. It's not going to be, we believe it's not going to be an overnight thing, but what we believe is that it's going to be phased in slowly. It's been approximately 5 days now since it was rolled out, so we expect to see some sort of results coming in shortly. The chatter that we're seeing in a lot of the search engine rooms that we frequent, we're not seeing a great deal yet, but we know that it's most certainly coming. So the shift towards a responsive design is most certainly paramount. Now, that being said, what we want to also do is go through and actually have a look at, I suppose, like the ideal clients. Like, is it just the people who actually come in, are they just jumping onto your site and then jumping off again, and all that information that goes with. But predominantly, if you have the bulk of your traffic coming from mobile devices, so your tablets or your phones, then yes, you will most certainly need to be looking at a responsive site sooner rather than later. So what we're going to see is the mobile sites that aren't effective, the mobile sites that aren't actually responsive, so the sites where you actually have to get your screen and flick to actually view the site, they're the ones that will be affected. Best way to fix it is short term. There's a couple of small cheats that you can use depending upon the platform that you're actually using, but what the best way to actually deal with it permanently is actually go ahead and look at the ability to have a responsive website actually created for you. So we tend to find too that with the responsive design changes that Google are requesting, or that may have driven some people's timetables for website redoing, has actually probably brought that forward about 18 months. That's what we're seeing as a general rule, because of the fact that people obviously like to redo their website every few years. So this case is basically bringing that forward about 18 months. The responsive design will actually go ahead and help your clients to actually find you easier and more, and have a better user experience on the actual mobile device itself, whether it be tablet or phone. So it makes a lot of sense now to move into that responsive design so that it's not an issue future down the track. The rollout, as I said, we have been involved in the rollout for the last 5 days. So far, the chatter is very, very minimal. We haven't seen a great deal of stuff. But that being said, it is a worldwide rollout. So I would just most certainly expect to see something after about 7 to 10 days. And then we'll start seeing movement a lot more frequently as it rolls out through certain algorithms across certain countries. With the change in the mobile responsive design and the loss of traffic from people who don't have that, how can that be fixed is I suppose another question we need to look at as well. And look, a lot of professionals will have will have websites that aren't mobile friendly, for example, accountants or lawyers or anyone like that. So the bulk of their clients come from desktop searches. So for those guys, it's a case of, okay, well, we know that with the volume of searches that we get, we traditionally don't get a great deal off a tablet or phone. So we know, for example, that we don't need to invest heavily into that componentry of it. But if you're starting to lose traffic, and obviously then once you start losing traffic, you'll also notice that the takings are also down. Then what you need to do is go ahead and actually map out how it is you want to then transform from basically a static site through to a responsive site. So depending on your web designer's lead time, depending on how much, obviously how much work they've got, look, it could be anywhere short as like 7 days, but it could be anywhere up to 7 weeks. Consequently, the with everyone trying to change over to a responsive design and bring forwards their redesign plans about 18 months, what we see now is that the lead time itself is starting to extend out really quickly. And of course, everyone wants to get everything done as soon as they can, and everyone wants their website basically set to a new format yesterday. So what we're going to do is basically going to go through and we'll try to make sure that all those sites can get done as quickly as possible. Recovery time for, I suppose, a penalty of some nature being applied to your site, and in relation to then a responsive design as your counter attack. Well, that could be anywhere. We don't really know how far or how big the rollout and the penalties will be. For example, look, people who have websites that, whether it be lawyers or accountants, if they have websites that the bulk of their client come to them via desktop, and really the mobile is very, very minimal. Look, for those guys, the recovery itself they wouldn't even worry about it. Whereas if you've got a mobile design site that has a lot of traffic driven to it, and then demands that money keeps clients keep coming into it, then your recovery time is probably going to be a little bit slower. You'll need to go through and make sure that you're implementing change as quickly as possible. You need to make sure that everything that you're doing is actually designed to propel yourself forward. So basically, that's it very, very shortly. Basically what you want to try and do is you want to look at a responsive design as quickly as you can, even if you don't need one. The idea would be the ability to have a site that actually is easily found. There is rumour that if you're not a responsive design site, that Google will take you out of the search results. So that's something that everyone needs to keep in the back of their mind. But also, at the end of the day, it's also about being what fits in with where your plans are for your marketing as well. So it's about being able to make sure that you've got the right tools to help you at the right time. And ultimately, look, moving forward, I believe that Google will actually go ahead and, well, they will most certainly keep trying to push the responsive design, because that actually gives the consumer the better experience. And so what we want to do is make sure that we're actually trying to guess as best as we can where it is that Google wants us to go. So given that responsive design has been around for probably 3-4 years, it's about time that everyone should be moving over to it now and getting their websites into a situation whereby they're seen on mobile devices and their consumers have a good experience. That's what it all comes down to. Now, I must also mention that we have a new book coming out as well. It's in the final stages of development, and we're talking to printers now. The title of this book is The Serious Business Owner's Guide to Creating Ideal Customers for Life. So what we're going to do is that's going to be coming out very, very shortly. We're very proud to have that out and about. And what we're going to do is we're going to be probably looking at starting that on as a Kindle book shortly, but also we're going to be going through and getting some hard copies done as well. So we can actually then allow that to send that through to our clients. So that should be something that's going to be very good. And if you want to have a look on the website as well, you can also get an advanced copy of that. We'll be taking orders for that on the website. Just go to the homepage, www.vancouver-seo-company.com, or you can contact myself personally with an email request for the book. It is frontdesk@vancouver-seo-company.com. Or you could always go old school and pick up the telephone and call us, and that is +1 778 938 8712. And that is it for this Monday Q&A. So thank you very, very much for watching. I do appreciate that. And if you've got any questions, please do either pick up the phone and call me, or send an email that you have. But we're more than happy to have people send through questions, and it gives us the ability to go ahead and answer them in these Q&A Mondays. So it's a format that we're trying to promote, so we can actually just have a good client relationship with everybody. So that's it for this week. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you viewing, and bye for now.